Can you hear that shooting in the background?
Yep. I don't know what's going on.
What's that all about?
Some kind of reenactment going on somewhere. Let's see.
Yeah, reenactment. That's it.
Potentially.
Let's hope. Well, I hope it's something not bad.
Uh,
No, I'm sure it's not. Hello, my YouTube family. I am live on the top of Culp Hill in Gettysburg. Hi, Barbara. Happy Friday. I just climbed up another big thing of stairs. Check this out. In case you guys didn't realize, Jill likes to climb stairs. I actually really enjoy it. Look how high up I am. Look how cool this is. Hey, Melody. Today the beach report is in Gettysburg. What do you guys think of that? Have you ever been to Gettysburg? There it is. Little slice of history right here in front of us. And all those homes, they are flippin' old. So I just heard sounded like musket shooting, which made me think about what it must be like to live in a country where there's a war, and our war between the North and the South was a very terrible, terrible thing. And it's, we should all be reminded that war bad. War is hell. Who said that war is hell? I don't know who said it, but it bears repeating. War is hell. So we're going to take a little look around here at this battleground. I'm going to show you some of the sites and maybe try to imagine what it must have been like for the people who lived in the little city of Gettysburg. The battle for high ground. How terrible it must have been. Back in the 1800s. Fighting consumed the hills, woods, and ridges south of the town of Gettysburg on July 2nd and 3rd. Union troops occupied Culps and Cemetery Hills. We're on Culps right now, as well as Cemetery Ridge and Little Round Top. Confederate troops mirrored that position, occupying Seminary Ridge, as well as Benner's Hill. For 2 days, Gettysburg was occupied by Confederate troops as citizens took shelter in basements and cellars. Can you imagine? How awful for them. Never forget that a lot of young men, young white men, by the way, lost their lives in this war in order to free the slaves, among other things. So this was a big crossroads, an important crossroads here. Situated at the juncture of 10 major roads, Gettysburg was a prosperous town of 2,400 residents in 1863. On the morning of July 1st, 1863, these roads brought the Union and Confederate armies to battle here. Fighting began west of the town just beyond the Lutheran Theological Seminary and spread north. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? This peaceful, beautiful, hilly area consumed with the sound of muskets and screams and the smell of death. Thousands of Confederate soldiers were killed here. Union soldiers too. people. All the people. War is so awful. Sorry about the wind, guys. It's always windy when you go up high. There's a cemetery over there. So this area that I am at is called Culp's Hill. I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. No, can't really tell what that is over there. But this is a very historically significant battlefield landmark. This hill saw intense fighting on July 2nd to July 3rd, 1863. Particularly the lengthy battle on the morning of July 3rd, as Union forces fought to reclaim lost breastworks, which was crucial to their eventual victory. Today, it is a well-preserved site within Gettysburg National Military Park, featuring trails, monuments, and the only remaining full-size 19th century observation tower on the battlefield, which is where I am right now. Hey, Laura. So we're gonna learn about history today, and our first stop is a battlefield. Culp's Hill served as the critical anchor on the Union Army's right end, crucial for protecting their supply lines and securing their overall defensive position. I know, Laura, don't we just love the history lessons? And look at that beautiful bird. Is that an eagle? Could be. Could be. Come say hi. It's a bird of prey. Gorgeous. Oh, what it must be like to fly. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. It's a hawk. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. Okay, now I'm gonna go down the stairs. Ooh, going up is great. Going down, a little bit scary, but you know, this is why we hold the edges, the handlebars. So I see people come up here on bikes. I see people like kind of camping. It's a pretty popular area, this whole battlefield. And on the way up, there's actually an auto tour. You don't even have to get out of your car. You can drive right through the history. And there are monuments everywhere, everywhere. And another thing that is everywhere in Gettysburg are these. What are those called? Cannons. Cannons everywhere. Did you know on the Florida Keys there are cannons everywhere? Also, Florida Keys is a big battlefield area somehow. There's like this one area where there's like 4 of them. I have half a mind to drive to the Keys when I go back to Florida. Just go all the way south. I do miss Florida. But the weather is hot and sunny. It's beautiful. It's not humid at all. My hair is super straight. Hawks are gliders. Oh, that's how you know, huh? You can take in the spot of Ray here with the lesson on the birds. Anyway, here's a cannon. The cannon's made out of all metal. There's an old dude over here. We gotta go see what he has to say. He looks really cool. He talks to everybody.
We camped out at a little round top. Right. But we moved out over here when Dan Sickles and the third corps came up.
Right.
So Dan Sickles had that area. We came
Hi.
over here, setting up next to the remnants of the 11th and 1st Corps from the first day's battle. And talking to them, I understood what they went through. I said, that ain't gonna happen to my boys. And being a woodlot by the Culps, and the lower hill was when you came up, the lower hill was the Spanglers. They were both their family woodlots.
Right.
So you had cordwood cut already, fence poles.
Yep.
We had split logs for, the crude planks.
Yep.
We had everything up here. So, I mean, I said, let's fortify this, because this is a beautiful fortification. We got a hill. None of this scrub was here.
Right.
None of this lower stuff, none of it.
Oh, okay.
Because for generations, both families let their animals, munch, eat,
Oh,
eat,
yeah,
poop,
yeah,
poop, munch,
yeah.
munch, eat. They
Goats,
ate
I
it.
suppose.
It never had a chance to grow up.
Uh-huh.
But ever since the park took
Became
over it, you just don't do anything. None of these trees were up here.
Right.
There may have been some, but we cut them down to make what we called head logs. You take the limbs off, you put it on top of what you built, so you can fire through underneath, so that your noggin doesn't get a hole in it. So that's what we did. And my 1350, because of rotating regiments in and out, to clean the weapons, get a cup of coffee and a hardtack biscuit, and coming back, we kept it up all into the night until it got too dark, because it was just firing at each other's, the flares of muzzle. You couldn't see anybody, and you're just wasting ammunition on both sides.
Right.
But like I say, none of this undergrowth was here, and the Confederates could look up and see what they had to attack, especially this part of the field.
Right.
And we could look down, we could watch them initially coming up in forms, walking around the rocks and coming up. And we were just up here, bang, 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 bang. So eventually they did what we all ended up doing later in life, was hiding behind trees and rocks, like the old Indians did, only to stay alive. So that's how they did. They kept shooting up from behind rocks and trees. And we shot out so many trees that literally some trees died of lead poisoning. I mean, this place was the most visited place after the battle, because the amount of timber and the bullets and shell fragments and shells sticking in the wood, that was still here, and this was the most important. Now, it's been ignored. Everybody goes to Little Round Top, which is a great place to watch the sunset. We always like that for an event. We try to find a parking place, but you can't. They revamped it, cleaned it up, and took away parking spots. So by the time you get there for sunset, what are you going to do? You have to keep somebody in the car to drive around, and you all get to get out. So, or double park, you get towed and all that, So that's too bad.
So
but
the most of the action was from there?
No, it's all here, all the way up and down. Now here's the entire 12th Corps, 10,000.
Right.
We had 2 divisions, 1st Division, 2nd Division. I was part of the 2nd Division. I was the 3rd Brigade, 2nd Division of the 12th Corps. And our symbol, the 12th Corps symbol, is the star. 5-point star. If you were 1st Brigade or 1st Division, it was red. 2nd Division, you're white. Now, if you had a 3rd Division, which we didn't have, but other had, that would be blue. Light blue if you're on a dark blue. So that would be blue, and then a 4th, sometimes it'd be green. But every corps had different symbols. The 11th Corps was the half moon. quarter moon,
Mm.
and you had the well, it was the four leaf or the third 3-leaf clover. That I forget which quarter that was,
Right.
but that was I forget the name we call it. We didn't call it a clover. It was something else. Anyhow, but the third core was a Lashan. It was just
So I don't know if you guys realize, but that was a Confederate soldier. At least a reenactment of a. He was wearing all Confederate soldier clothes and talking as if he was in the infantry. That was very cool. And did you see he was like his pants are made of felt? It was really neat. Here we've got Independent Battery E. The really interesting thing I heard him say was that there was so much lead from the guns up here that the trees died of lead poisoning. And after the battle, there was lead everywhere. Be cool to find a piece of lead, wouldn't it? All right, you guys, I'm going to drive into Gettysburg and take a proper look at this very historic American town. So stay tuned for the next beach report, which will be in like less than an hour. Okay. Oh, Barbara, gonna be right back, okay? Because I got to take you guys into Gettysburg itself. So stay tuned. I'll be back within the hour, maybe sooner, and I'll see you on the next beach report. Ciao for now.